All right. So we are going to walk through setting up the initial claim. Uh, this is going to be uh, just for everybody to see what the how to answer the questions. Try to make this as a little more simple for those that are heading into this for the second wave, which will be the first shifter. So, without further ado, go right ahead. There's some information you guys are going to need: your driver's license, social security number, and such. Uh, But we'll move right along. So, are you a U.S. citizen? Yes. Did you leave the military in the last 18 months? That is your personal question. But for me, that's a no. And most of us, that's going to be a no. Did you leave a federal employer in the last 18 months? No. For most of us, this is going to be after you created an account. So it's going to auto populate your social security number. Don't try to guess the other five numbers, please. Is your name different on your social security card? If it is for you, you would say yes. For me, it is not. Have you worked under another last name in the last year since October 1? That's a no for me. Date of birth, that's already auto populated. Are you Hispanic or Latino? Not sure why they asked that, but no for me. Are you a U.S. citizen? It's a yes for me. Do you have a disability? Uh, that's a no for me, but I know that this hung up some folks who might have had been in armed forces and had some disabilities from there. I think the point of that question is to see whether you're able to work. Next question is: have you served in an active duty or U.S. Armed Forces? That's a no for me. If you were a yes, go ahead and click yes. Go ahead and click yes. If you were a yes, this is what will have to pop up for you. That you what where how you served, what branch, nature of your discharge, so on and so forth. Are you a spouse of a veteran? That is a no for me. If you were a yes, we'll show you what, that nothing there, it just lets you know. Go ahead. Have you worked seasonal, farmer, migrant in the past 12 months? That is a no for me. Have you attended vocational or technical school training? Uh, again, you answer that at your own peril on that, however that applies to you. For me, that's a never attended. Ask about college, 2 years of college, that's totally fine there. If it's a high school diploma for you guys or whatever the case may be, you plug that in. Let's keep it moving. All right, here's a big one. Would you like to get text notifications? If you do not select this one, it will go to either mail or email. Okay? I don't mind the text coming to my phone. I feel like it's a little easier, so I would select yes. All right, there's my address. Don't pull up nobody. Is your mailing address different? No. License. So, do you have a license? So, state ID. The answer is yes. That's my name. State issued for me is Missouri. Yeah, we might have to block out some of this. We'll see. Type of license. I just got a regular old license. License number. Yep. Go ahead. We'll type in my license number. Boom, boom, boom. Bow. All right. Date issued. We'll put in February 28th. Where's the date issued on this thing?
It's there, but that's
No, that's the expiration.
issued.
There you go. Issued there. 28/22. And then, yeah, go ahead and put it in there. It's fine. Then expiration is 28th. 28. I am not very tall, 5'7". And here's another big one. How would you like your official notices? I would like mine email. We will caution everybody to make sure that you select that. If you select mail, you're at the peril of the mail.
I will say everything that you do get sent is also going to be documented up here in the documents corner
Absolutely.
of your online site.
That's a new one. Preferred language of official notices. All right, moving right along. So as you see, for me, I have the UAW on there because I've received earnings from the UAW as well as General Motors. So if you have done any union business and got paid from the UAW, this is what it should look like for you. If you go ahead and select that clock or the check mark there, this will ask where you first worked. Let's start with the General Motors one. So for me, my seniority date is 10/15/07. Last day work, let's assume that's going to be 10 or 117. Check that one. Yep. There we go. Job title, team leader or production. Max pay is, what is it? There you go. Business phone, let's do 913-573-7000. All right, big one here. What is your employment status with the company? Lack of work, laid off. Those are your other options. But if you are a seniority employee, you should be selecting lack of work, laid off. Last two questions in the top. Are you receiving or expecting a pension and not severance? That is a big time no. Have you received severance pay from this employer? No. Check that date on last day work. That's because it probably won't let us put it in because it's in the future. Yep. We'll just put that in we're putting that in right now just for the sake of keeping it moving. But most people's last day is going to be 117. Let's just trash that. Just trash that for now. Yep. And I'll put it in if I need to. All right. We're gonna just delete that one for now for me, because most folks are gonna have General Motors as your primary and only employer. All right. Where's this application being filed? We'll just do home. It doesn't matter. Their current situation. Do you know when you're returning to work at least 40 hours per week? Yes, you do. 0519. That is the projected date for us to all come back into the plant for whatever training purposes. So May 19th. Have you applied for unemployment in a different state in the last 12 months? That's a no for me. Do you normally work in Kansas? Yes. Are you self-employed? Yeah, no. Have you turned down a job since your last day worked? No. Are you presently attending school or training? That's a no for me. If you were, then there might be a set of circumstances that you might need to provide if you're in the START program or otherwise. But for most folks, that is a no. Any reason why you can't work 40 hours per week? There is no reason I can't work. Are you an officer of a corporation? No. Are you affiliated and in good standing with a union who customarily places its members in employment? For us, you are affiliated with a union and you are in good standing, but we do not place employment for you. So that is a no. Okay? That applies to hiring halls. We are not one of those. Are you currently on a substitute employee list for any school district? That is a no for me. What is your primary job at your last employer? Here's where we type in production. All right, and then we move on along.
So there has been an issue with people signing up for your taxes and your direct deposit when we go into the initial file. You can set it up, but I would recommend you to look under your little people person here, and it's going to give you an option for payment options. And when you go in and save that, it's going to come over to payment options, and you're going to want to make sure that it went to direct deposit at that time. And if it does not, you would want to come back over here, set up the direct deposit, and then it's going to ask you one of your security questions. So my recommendation is to know those answers, and they are case sensitive, in order to make sure that that does get submitted correctly. Otherwise, it will default you back to the debit card.
Perfect. Don't say. All right. So here is where you would go ahead and click direct deposit. It's a good time to make sure you got either your banking information or your checkbook, whatever you use. This would be a great opportunity for you to do direct deposit. And if you want the debit card, that debit card will be shipped out from the state. Uh, you know, again, you're at the peril of the mail, so that's your decision on that.
uh, Going back to that, if you do choose to get the debit card will not get issued until the date of payment issued. So if you are not paid until Wednesday next week, it will not issue the card until Wednesday next week, and you are at the peril of 7 to 10 days from that date as well. So do be very aware that you will go about 2 weeks with no check.
All right, so that is, for the most part, how you set up your initial claim. Those are the answers to the test. We are